Well, hello, my beloveds out there in YouTube land. This is Ginger coming to you from one of the most sacred, beautiful places in the world, the southern mountains of the Rockies in Colorado. Today I want to talk to you about shadow work, spirituality, and of course we'll talk about the Heyoka a bit. I'm wearing my Heyoka outfit for you. Polka dots. Clown. Yeah. Heyoka to the Native American means a sacred clown. But actually it is a light being, an empath coming into darkness, hard situations. Difficult life paths that just happen over and over and over until the Heyoka wakes up to the truth of his being, that he is not a narcissist. He doesn't have to take on this stuff. She is actually love in action. An empath, a light worker, a healer, one of the angelic. I kid you not. So I'm going to start off with a little something from Saint Germain. If you don't know who Saint Germain is an avatar. He walked this earth many lifetimes in many great incarnations, and now he serves as an avatar of purification, transformation, and alchemy. He is the keeper of the violent flame of transformation. If you want to know more about that, look up the Theosophy Society online. There's a lot of free PDF books available on that. And The Unveiled Mysteries was written by Guy Ballard. I told you I was in a full clown mode today. I even have a red nose from allergies. Anyhow, I want you to hear this and take it into your spirit, into your heart. Saint Germain. That which loves us cannot harm us. Now, as an empath, or especially as a Heyoka, we've been with many narcissists, especially our parents, at least one of them. Not my mother, she was an empath. My father was a raging alcoholic narcissist. He suffered PTSD from World War II. That which loves us cannot harm us. So, could the narcissist, our father, for example, I'll just use myself, could he really harm us with all the damage? No. We're ascending. We're coming into full awakening. And thanks to people like Pete Sapper, another Heyoka, and my other Heyoka friend Eric, who's a medicine man, a sun dancer, Heyoka. Thunder beings came to see me. Excuse me. Thunder beings came here Friday and Saturday night. Came from the west. But like I said before in another video, if you're an energy worker, you work with thunder. It's energy. I don't like to be redundant, but I want people to get this. I want you to wake up. Okay, that's part of my mission too, to help people facilitate what I've gone through, an awakening, without having to suffer, without having to get hit in the head, to wake up. Okay, he goes on to say through the power of our thoughts and words. So we have control of what is happening with us through our thoughts and words. Yes, we do. And we do have to clean our chakras out. Another teacher of mine I was viewing on the YouTube channel, Master Stephen Coe, he was talking about you can use affirmations all day long. And if you don't clean your chakras, you're still going to be dealing with crap. Clean those chakras out. You can take a salt bath. You can go to a healer, pay money and have them do it, or do a trade with someone. You can call down the Holy Spirit, the fire purification, and visualize white light on those chakras, you know. And grounding helps too. I ground to the heart of Mother Gaia, and I give thanks that she sustains the earth, and she is the earth. I connect to Father Son, the sustainer of the earth, through his light. And I connect to the Grandfather Sun, the great cosmic central sun that sustains the whole universe. And I give thanks. I call my power back to me now. All power that I've given away, consciously, unconsciously, power that has been stolen from me, consciously and unconsciously, I call back to me now from the north, the south, the east, and the west, from within and without, all power back to me now. And I give thanks. Thank you, Holy Spirit. What does the phrase abracadabra mean? It means my words create after their kind. Watch your words. Watch your thoughts even. Thoughts create words, and words create after their kind. Gee, I'm sorry I didn't bring a selfie stick out here with me. I love the sun. My narcissist. He denied me the sun. He wouldn't let me get a suntan. He thought I was going to be old and wrinkly. I've said my age before, I'm not going to repeat it, but, you know, people told me that I look at least 10 years younger. Like most Heyokas, I'm not proud of being a Heyoka. Simply means, you know, we were born into darkness with these narcissistic parents. And we absorb their patterns. And then we go on to adulthood. If we don't wake up, we pass them on to our kids. That a Heyoka is your greatest hero, you know. He will always speak up. He or she perceives something wrong. Somebody being mistreated. See, because as a child, I'll share with you my experience. I had a mother that was broken down mentally and then physically by a narcissistic father. She couldn't take care of me, so she kind of abandoned me. And then my father abused me physically and verbally. And then I was sent into a school system in the 1970s where I was beaten again for being the little Heyoka clown that I am. I want to speak. I want to be heard. And so I was bullied. And I dealt with it. I really dealt with it better than I do now. I would make little gestures and put on a little place and sing. I love to sing. I could sing like a bird as a child. Yes, I could. And my father got me into country music. But that's kind of off the subject. I'm talking about the abuse that Heyoka goes through. and they overcome that. That's a beautiful thing. But we get the supernova from the abuse, you know, that little wounded child later in life. That little wounded child. Yeah, I've heard it before because the narcissist recorded me first off. He was recording everything I recorded, so there wasn't anything illegal about that. He recorded me, so I started recording him. And the other day I was listening to it, and I just heard this little child, me, screaming. Yeah. It's like going supernova. At the end of the relationship, I felt like I was in a million pieces. Yeah. And I could barely get myself together to get out. And this was the dissemblage of me that was needed to get me to this place. I've had probably less than 5 triggers since I've been here. This is a healing place, and it's far away from my narcissist. Gosh, there's so much sun. I don't know how this is going to turn out. But I was listening to Pete earlier too. I really enjoy listening to the man. He's so authentic. And you know how I know that is because everything he says, it resonates with me. And he was talking about, the narcissist versus the Heyoka. And he was talking about your freedom, walking away. That's that's the ultimate blow that you can give to the narcissist, is to just get up and leave. And don't give them any more energy, because really, they're like energy vampires. Pete says forgiveness equals freedom, and it does. Another thing I want to point out is that your narcissist, or your trauma, there is some kind of gift there. There is blessing, and it's not hard to find. Let me put it that way. I'd gone for years with this trauma, and it was just, eating away at me, giving me fibro, chronic fatigue, because I was married for 30 years to this. Also, and I had children. Arthritis, and I could barely work, but everybody was telling me, "Oh, you look fine." One reason I went vegan, they were telling me, "Oh, you look fine. You're just lazy. You're crazy." We get these patterns if we hear them as a child, and then if we don't go and make the correction, and we keep hearing them. And it doesn't always have to be from a man. It can start coming from women too. But a warrior goddess, this is from Pete too, dumps the narcissist, walks out of his life, goes no contact, and goes on to live her best life as her authentic self. That's what I'm striving for, because I've always been about the truth. But I know there's still places, that I have to make an adjustment. Forgive others. This is from Holy Spirit, from Pete. Forgive others. Forgive yourself. Yeah, it's hard to forgive yourself as a Heyoka. And that's how you know you're a Heyoka, not a narcissist. If you've done things and have hurt others, you feel guilt and shame. I did when I stood up to my dad with the physical abuse. And I gave him an injury, physical injury. Yes. I didn't feel good. That didn't feel good. No. And the only reason why I talk about it is that, he stopped hitting me. He stopped beating me when I did. And I think that's important for people with abuse to know, unless you're with a complete psychopath, that if you try to defend yourself, he's going to kill you. No, don't do it then. Of course. Forgive yourself. If you've done things, you have to forgive yourself. You have to forgive others for yourself, not for them, for yourself, for peace. And you have to forgive yourself. Let go of the past. Oh, that's hard. Ugh. Be awareness of your future self. Yeah, if it would be easier to let go of the past if you can focus on your future self and how grand that's going to be to come into your full awareness. Be authentic always. One of the 4 agreements. Don Miguel. Always be authentic. Be honest. What the Buddhists say, unless it's caused some kind of injury. Yeah. No, don't go tell somebody's having an affair. They could get killed for that. Yeah. You don't need to do that. That's unnecessary. The partner will find out eventually. Things will work out. Let God take care of that. Get your mind off the problem and on God. Get your mind off the problem if you can't conceive of a God, a creator. Get your mind off the problem and on your heart. That's where love exists. Now I want to talk about something and about trust. Something that I learned with the narcissist. And then I'll give you the gratitude that I have for the narcissist. Trust. Trust is like a mirror. When broken and it's taped or glued back together, it's not the same. You don't have the same image. And when trust is broken in a relationship and you put that back together, it's not the same anymore. It'll never be the same. My ex-narc triangulated me early in our friendship relationship with a borderline, and she delivered a lot of blows to me that were absolutely unnecessary. And this is the one thing that was like, it was just the end of the relationship before it even began. He brought this borderline in the car. He took me to church every week, to the Unity Church. And all of a sudden he shows up with a woman, and I can't see her in the car. All I can see is a black silhouette of a woman. Black in an aura means anger. Okay, this woman was already angry that he was picking up another woman to go to church with him. So, naive little empath that I am, I was like, that's interesting, a black aura. So I go and get in the car, and then all hell breaks loose. I'm not going to go into the details. She says things, she's spraying perfume in the car. And then, when she gets through saying some nasty things towards me in the back, She starts rubbing his arm. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm shaking from head to toe. I'm like praying to God for mercy, really. And the shaking didn't stop until I got away from the church, the car, and down the street to a vegan cafe to have a little tea and a cake. And I called and dumped him, but of course he called me back. I love you. Please don't go. This will only be temporary. Later to find out the lady was a borderline. I knew she was a narcissist, but Pete says 11% of borderlines commit suicide and that they're very damaged. So for that, I can have a lot of forgiveness towards her in my heart. She was not well. She stalked us 4 different times after that, too. I could go into more detail about the borderline, but I don't want to waste time on the borderline. It's not her fault. Absolutely not her fault. She's messed up. And my blessings I got from the narcissist was going back to my, childhood and how I grew up. I had to deal with the state because when I quit school, I rejected that, bullying and being beaten at school for having ADD, which they had no idea about that in the 70s. I just, quit. I refused to go. And I knew there were going to be consequences. People told me, the state's going to take you away. No, brave little Heyoka. Brave little hard-headed Heyoka. No, I'm not conforming. It says in the Constitution that I have free will and rights as a human being. And I told the social worker this too. They laughed. They thought I was just a little girl living in a fantasy world. Every abuse situation that happened to me, they did not believe. I was not allowed to speak. Anyhow, we heal that. We go back and we heal those. It takes a long time. I'm not going to lie to you. Heyokas don't lie. It takes a long time to heal all that, especially when you just woke up. And I know, I'm sorry I've got to bring my drink out here. I know a lot of you have just woken up or are in the process. So I know I'm speaking to you. Work on raising that vibration. Work on channeling that light from your heart. Make a gold ball. Imagine you have a gold ball in your hand and you can feel it growing as you breathe. Gold and pink. And you can feel it expand. Just will it. Use your third eye, Ajna chakra, to expand that ball until you can't hold it anymore. And you just see it expanding and covering the whole earth. You send out love and gold light to Mother Gaia. That's where you start. Well, I'm getting a bit long-winded, so I'm sure I didn't get out everything I had to share with y'all today, but there'll be other videos, and I don't like to go over 20 minutes. I'm at 24, 25. I love y'all. My heart to yours. Love always wins. Always. And you can take that to the bank. Love you so much. Namaste. Shalom. Peace I give you, my peace I leave you. Not the peace of this world, but the peace that passes all understanding. Ciao.